Hello there, dear YouTubers. My name is King1993, and today is gonna be the final day of me actually opening this game, which is called Punishing Grey Raven. I am extremely sorry about that. Now, why did I actually plan on leaving this game? There are a couple of reasons why I wanted to leave this game a long time ago, about 2 months ago, but I decided to get the second version of Alpha Lucia, and that's the whole reason why I have waited. So let's talk about that. Now, why did I actually wanted to leave this game? Well, there are many reasons behind it, and I will try my best to actually even make you guys understand why. Okay, so first let me show you something. So this is basically what I made in order for me to give you guys a proper excuse of why I'm leaving. So first of all, game release wise, if you were to ask me which game came first, then the Honkai Impact third came first, then came Punishing Grey Raven, and then Aether Gazer. Now, in terms of actual gameplay, okay, it doesn't matter which one came first. In terms of actual gameplay, Punishing Grey Raven is actually a lot better compared to Honkai Impact third. But here's the thing: in terms of comparison, I have put Honkai Impact third in the second position, but in terms of actual gameplay, okay, the this is not gonna be falling into the category of second position. This game also is gonna fall into 1.1 category. Okay, like if this is 1, then this is 1.1. Okay, now why is that? Because the boss play within Honkai Impact third is much more console type, okay, like Bayonetta type of gameplay type in terms of boss battle, and that's the whole reason why I have given this one a rating of 1.1. Now, if you would ask me, then what about Aether Gazer? Now, Aether Gazer is a new game, so all I'm gonna say in terms of both boss gameplay and mobs gameplay, this game is still gonna fall into the third category because the game is relatively new. Now, you can definitely understand that in terms of gameplay, I am not gonna blame Punishing Grey Raven at all. Okay, but there are other factors why I actually wanted to change this game. The second reason is grinding. Okay, now what do I mean by that? Well, allow me to explain. So, what does grinding takes, or what does the word grinding mean in this game? In this game, grinding's mean is to collect resources to upgrade your characters. Now, collecting resources to upgrade your character within this game is actually a lot easier compared to Honkai Impact third, which is why I have put uh, uh, Punishing Grey Raven in second position, because in Punishing Grey Raven you do not need to grind a lot. All you need is the character and to get a 5-star weapon, and the 5-star weapon is actually more than good enough for you to play the whole game without getting any 6-star weapon. Okay, now you do need to grind for other things, but the grinding for other things is extremely good. You do not need to use any premium currency. Now, what do I mean by premium currency? Well, here's the thing: there are two types of currency here. One is non-premium currency, which is this one. You can get this thing in exchange from this one, and this is the premium currency, okay, that you need to get with money. So when in terms of getting any character to their max potential, okay, you can get the character to their max potential without spending too much time on this special currency in uh, Punishing Grey Raven. Now, same can be said about this one as well, that in terms of grinding, okay, in terms of getting the character to their max power limit possible without using any type of special currency, Aether Gazer comes first, because I have been playing Aether Gazer, and the system in that game is you only need to get the characters and their functors. Now here's the thing, you can give them alternative functors, or let's say, what are functors? Functors are basically similar to that of stigmata in Honkai Impact Third, or let's say memories in Punishing Grey Raven. So that is the only thing you need to get using those special currency. But other than that, if you were to make your character extremely powerful just by doing regular basis grinding without using any type of special currency, then Aether Gazer comes first, and then comes Punishing Grey Raven. The reason why I put Honkai Impact Third in the third position is because in terms of grinding in Honkai Impact Third, you need to get the character first and then the weapon, because the 5-star weapon is actually bad in Honkai Impact Third. You need to get the 6-star weapon, okay? And you need to get at least 3 compatible stigmata set, or let's say similar to memory set, or let's say functor. You need to get at least 6 of them in Honkai Impact Third. So in terms of grinding, the grinding is a lot in Honkai Impact Third. Now let's talk about the story engagement, okay? Oh, sorry, I mean, let's talk about the story. Now in terms of story, if you actually seen the story, you can definitely see that in terms of story, Honkai Impact Third actually has the greatest story compared to Punishing Grey Raven or even Aether Gazer. But the question remains is, okay, didn't Punishing Grey Raven came out first, then how come Aether Gazer is before this one? Well, the thing is, the main problem of Aether Gazer, sorry, the main problem of Punishing Grey Raven is Punishing Grey Raven's story is actually good, but because of the lack of movement, it is hard to predict of what is actually happening simply by reading text. What do I mean by that? Well, if you play either Honkai Impact Third or Aether Gazer, you will definitely see that the movement and the storytelling within these two games, there are actual movement, which comes to this last point, okay, which is called story engagement. Now in terms of storytelling, these two will be better because they have voice acting and many other things. But in terms of actual engagement, where I'll be saying almost the same thing, that there are voice acting here. Now because of voice acting and actual character movement due to emotional changes by the storylines, okay, the character actually moves in a certain way that you will able to understand the overall what should I call it, the emotional status of the character. Whereas in Punishing Grey Raven, if you just watch any of the chapter, you will see that in majority of the chapter, the character actually doesn't even move, okay? Like the character basically comes forward or goes backward a little bit. The characters get darkened in one area. Basically speaking, the character which gets darkened in one area uh, tend to mean that it is not time for that character to speak, something like that. But there is zero movement, okay? Because of the zero movement and no voice acting within this game, the main terms of story engagement of Punishing Grey Raven is bad, okay? And that is the reason why in terms of story engagement, I have put Punishing Grey Raven in the third place. Now this is my opinion. I do not care what you guys think, because at the end of the day, what happens when a story is written in visual novel, okay, like you are just reading a visual novel and there is no movement, there is no voice acting, what happens then? It basically becomes a chore, okay, a household chore. It becomes a work, not a type of fun or enjoyment thing. For example, if you were to tell me, okay, record a story from Honkai Impact Third or from Aether Gazer, I would do so gladly, because I can actually see what is happening in the game. I can see the emotional status of the character. I can see the voice acting of, I mean, here the voice acting of the character, it gives me a sense of depth. Whereas for Punishing Grey Raven, the characters are so much static and so much vague words are written, and because there is no voice acting there, what happens is sometimes a single story becomes several hours. For example, if you were to play the game of One Came Back Third or Aether Gazer, the story mode is not that much long compared to Punishing Grey Raven. Why? Because when there is no actual voice acting, what happens is the company will make the story lines so long that at the end of the day, what happens is the story becomes unbearable to read. That is because it takes several hours to actually finish that. Now, the maximum time I actually played Honkai Back Third and Aether Gazer. For Honkai Back Third, it was about 5 hours, but the whole 5 hours there were acting, there were voice acting, there was character movement, so it didn't felt bad. But when it came to Punishing Grey Raven, okay, let's talk about this later. What about Aether Gazer? The maximum Aether Gazer, I think I set around is about 2 hours. So within those 2 hours there were still character movement and still voice acting. Because of that reason, Aether Gazer is also good. But there were these instances of this game where the Norman chapter, okay, like the chapter where it was the Norman related stuff. I think it was some other story. I think this one somewhere around here. I do not remember. You know the character Norman. Let's say I should have that character. Where is the character? Uh, the, oh, here it is, members. Okay, so you know this character Norman, or I mean Noan. Sorry, not Norman, Noan. So when it comes to this Noan character chapter, okay, what happened was I had to play this chapter for a matter of 12 hours. Why? Because my main work of playing this game is not only for me to actually enjoy this game, but also at the same time make sure that I record the game so that my viewers enjoy it as well. And it took me 12 hours to actually complete the Noan chapter. So what happens is when there is no actual voice acting, developers, what they do is shove all of the storylines in one chapter in such a horrible way that the storytelling becomes extremely dull. Especially when there is no movement or voice acting, the story becomes extremely dull. So basically speaking, if you were to ask me, okay, why am I leaving this game? The reason I am leaving this game is not because of the gameplay or the grinding. Okay, I am leaving this game because there is a story engagement related issue which I am having. Because if I play a game which has a good story but the story execution is extremely bad, like a 12-hour story, and that is extremely boring because there is no actual character emotional status which can be shown on the screen. All you will see is the character coming backward or going forward, and whenever a certain character is colored up, it means that it is time for that character to speak, and whenever that character speaks, there is no voice acting or anything. That's the whole reason why I have decided to drop this game. But because I like the one character within this game, and that is Alpha Lucia, I have enough black cards to actually get Alpha Lucia, and after getting her, I want to say goodbye. So let's see how many pulls it takes for me to actually get this character. Okay, definitely this one because 60 pull guarantee. Okay, another 10 pulls. Like in terms of pulling character, I have no problem with this, okay? Because I know my last like I was trying to say, pulling for characters is not a problem for me in this game, because I know my luck is bad in this game, which is why I need to get enough black cards to pull for this character at maximum of 60 pulls. So I have enough black cards to get this character. And at the end of the day, once I have gotten this character, I will actually feel sad for myself. Like, why does it matter to me if I feel bad for myself? Because I am talking about my life, and I actually wanted to play this game, and the fact that I can't continue is the sad part. Four more pulls left. Okay, two more. Okay, this is my last pull. See, my luck was extremely bad. Okay, every time I had to pull for a character, it would take almost all of the pulls to actually get them. My last pull, the final pull of this game. Now I'll be changing the assistants, and let's see, I'm gonna be swapping this character here with this one. Where is she? Here it is. And we'll be giving her some materials as well. Interact and give her many gifts. I don't have much gift left. Maybe because I haven't been playing this game for a very long period of time, that I don't have enough materials to actually give her. What can I say? If you don't like a game due to its storytelling or how the story is being told, like a text of book with some coloring on it, if the storytelling is like that, I don't think many people will gonna be play this. And that's basically how I'm gonna be leaving this game. Now if you're thinking, okay, what about Wuthering Wave? Will I play that? Yes. I don't think I will be leaving Wuthering Wave. I'm saying this even right now because in Wuthering Wave there is actually voice acting. That is point number one. Point number two is in Wuthering Wave, the open world system is a lot different compared to Genshin Impact. And in Wuthering Wave, the gameplay is as fast as punching Grey Raven. Another thing about Wuthering Wave is there is actual character movement within the story for me to actually enjoy. Okay, that's the whole thing. So yeah, this is a total goodbye, and I'm gonna be uninstalling this game afterwards. Thank you all of the Punishing Grey Raven players for watching my video for such a long period of time. I hope that this will give you an idea of why I left this game. Okay, goodbye, stay safe, and see you again next time on some other game called Wuthering Wave.